don't think we are live. Oh, we are live. Wonderful. Finally. Yes, we are live. Welcome. Welcome to Shibuya in the early morning. Welcome to Shibuya. Welcome to, what time is it? 9:40 in the morning. I'm actually doing, I'm on my way to do a photo shoot, so I'm bringing a bit of gear today, which feels like it's been a while, but that's exciting. But yeah, I decided to leave a little bit earlier than I had to in order to squeeze in a stream before the photo shoot. So because it's such a nice morning here. So I think it will be nice to start the day with a walk and to refresh my mind. So I will walk through Shibuya, maybe down to Yoyogi Park, and then through Omotesando. The photo shoot I'm doing is in Omotesando, so need to be there by 11. But yeah, until then, let's walk together. But now I'm gonna sneeze, or maybe not. I thought I was going to sneeze. Oh, that's so annoying when you're about to sneeze and then your body suddenly changes its mind and doesn't allow you to sneeze. That's very frustrating. That just happened to me. No, I didn't forget my tripod. Yeah, I don't use tripod very often actually, but today it's an interior shoot, so I prefer to shoot handheld, but for these kind of shoots, yeah, it's good to have a tripod. Oh, finally! Thank you, that felt good. That felt so good. So yeah, I guess most people on the streets are on their way to work, but you can see it's not that crowded really. You know what Shibuya crossing used to look like, and now it's like, yeah, just a couple of dozen of people waiting to cross. So oh, another one. Sorry, I hope I didn't give any of my viewers a heart attack there. Sorry about that. Yeah, Yari is not here. It's 3:30 in Finland, so I assume that he's asleep. Two live sneezes, yeah, wow. I should maybe, I don't know, capture them and sell them as NFTs. Wouldn't that be something? I wonder if the IKEA will be there as the same in Europe. Yes, it's pretty much the same. Same kind of layout, same products, mostly. Good morning from England. Do you think you will still be in Japan for Christmas? I don't think so, no. I don't think I will be in Japan for Christmas, but I don't know. Thank you, Warren from Toronto. Oops, I didn't see your message before it disappeared here on my screen. Let me check on my other phone. Have you decided where to shoot your last video in Tokyo? No, I have not. Let's see. Yamanote line train passing there. No, I haven't decided. I haven't. Like most of my channel, not much is planned, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I will plan something extra for the last Tokyo stream. Any thoughts on Taiwan? Yes, wonderful country. I was there a couple of years ago and really enjoyed it, and hope to go there again once the pandemic is better and travel can be done easily again. yeah, it's funny. Like every time I mention something about leaving Japan, then there's like a bunch of new viewers who hasn't heard anything about it. So it's I should probably put it in the FAQ. But yeah, I'm planning to leave Japan soon, mostly for our daughter's sake. I want her to, or we want her to grow up in Scandinavia rather than Japan. That's the short version, but it's complicated and nothing is entirely decided yet. What's this? This looks new. I don't think I've seen this before. Choose base Shibuya. Wake morning, wake idea, wake moment, wake view. Okay. It's a smoothie shop. Okay. I thought it was a coffee shop. Should move to Canada. Canada seems great. Seems like a pretty wonderful place to live. Yeah, I wouldn't mind, but it's a little bit more complicated since neither me or my wife has any roots or connections there. So I think we will go for Scandinavia this time. Are people queuing up for the Apple store? I guess they are, yeah. Or not really that many. It's mostly security guards. Such a beautiful day. It's a little bit cloudy, but it's very nice. Like, we live on a high-ish floor in our building, and usually during the winter months we can always see like the mountain range at the edge of Tokyo, including Mount Fuji. Usually in the summer it's often a little bit hazy, so you can't see it every day, but in the winter or in the colder months it gets much clearer. And today was like really one of those days when we could see the mountains with great detail. Whenever that happens, it always makes me eager to go visit the mountains. I will try to go, maybe this weekend I will do a little trip somewhere in the mountains. Is it cold yet? Ah, good question. That brings me to the subject of weather report, I guess. Let's weather. It's a bit chilly, yeah. It's 16 degrees and 45% humidity, so pretty dry. Warren from Toronto. Come to Canada if you prefer poutine or maple syrup. Thank you. I will take that offer into consideration. Thank you very much. I've never been to Canada actually, but I would love to go sometime. So yeah, I think I will grab a coffee somewhere here and then head down to Yoyogi Park and drink my coffee while doing so, and then I will walk Omotesando from Meiji Jingu all the way up to Omotesando Station. That's the plan for today. Someone's talking a lot about Spain. Yeah, Spain is a great country. I haven't really been that much. I've only been to Barcelona. Oh, some very loud construction work here. Yeah, I've only been to Barcelona a couple of times, but I really enjoyed it. Would love to go explore more of that country. Fuglen is on the way. Not really, but kind of, yeah. Fuglen is a few blocks down this way. That's a nice place. I've been mentioning them on my streams before. I always enjoy promoting businesses that are from Scandinavia, so. How many people in Japan have built their houses above their businesses? I don't know. I don't know how many people, but it's quite common. You see it a lot, especially in smaller towns. There's usually combined like housing and business buildings. Can you not talk? I suggest you go watch another channel. There's plenty of people walking in Tokyo without talking, so I would recommend that you go to one of those channels if the talking annoys you. So should I get a konbini coffee? I guess it's either konbini or Starbucks, so in that case I will go for konbini. Oh, and some lovely Swedish music. What a nice way to start the day. Cafe latte hot でお願いします。はい。
お支払い方法をお選びください。タッチ音が鳴るまでレシートをお受け取りください。
ありがとうございます。
お取り忘れにご注意ください。
Oh, thank you, Wabi Sabi Master. Thank you for the coffee money. Very kind of you. Oh, this is always a bit of a challenge. I touch the lid with one hand. Okay, yes, let's hope we don't get a copyright warning for that music. Let's see. Not many countries where you can find a copier at a convenience store. Yeah, right, they have them in every convenience store here in Japan. So that's actually one of the reasons why I don't have a printer at home. Because whenever I do need to print, I just go down to the convenience and do it instead. Printers are so big and bulky, so I prefer to keep the space open. Thank you, Garfield. Thank you very much. You're always so generous. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. So what do you say? Should I? Yeah, I will take the route through the park. It's so nice, rather than just walking among cars and big roads all the time. I prefer a bit of greenery, especially in the morning like this. Let's see if we can pass here before it turns red. I think we can. Yes. Ohayou gozaimasu. Do you like Yiruma? I don't even know what that is. What's that? Ten a.m. is fine for beer and yakisoba. Yeah, I'm not sure. Especially not since I have to work after this stream, but otherwise, yeah, it's this weather certainly makes me kind of contemplating the idea of drinking a beer. Oh, thank you VRX Turbo for the super chat. That's very generous of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I heard the temperature slightly changed in the last couple of days. Yeah, not slightly. It changed a lot. It went like, when I did that video in Kamakura last week, I think Monday last week, wasn't it? It was like 30 degrees and I was sweating like a pig, and it was really, yeah, still felt like summer was in full force. And then now it's suddenly almost kind of, it feels more like winter than autumn by Tokyo standards. Yeah, it changed quickly, but this weather is actually quite perfect, if you ask me. Have you ever, let's see, sorry, the chat is pretty active today. I'm struggling to keep up to date with everything that you're saying. Have you ever been inside a maid cafe? Yes. For work, I should add, or not only for work. I went there with my brother as well when he visited Japan. He is very happy to go there. I'm less interested myself, but yeah. Let's see. Wonder Disciple. This is the first time in 20 years that I made an account. I just normally watch offline, but I watched you for so long and I love your videos. Thought I would just say hello and thank you. Thank you! Thank you so much for the kind words. That's very nice to hear. Wonderful. Thank you. Matt asked, have you seen Coffee Person recently? No. Still haven't met him since coming back to Japan from my last visit to Sweden. Have you ever worked a menial job such as retail, etc.? Yes, I did work in a camera store for a while, just after graduating high school. I moved to Stockholm and I worked in a camera store, and it was, even though I'm a camera geek and it was kind of fun to talk about cameras a lot, but I don't know, I didn't enjoy having to be in that same place 8 hours every day. Also, the colleagues were not very nice, so I didn't last very long. Since then, not really, no. I've been self-employed ever since, and yeah, I never really had any, so to say, normal job. Is Yari with us? Wow, this early. Good morning, Yari. You Finnish people, you are crazy. Getting up at 4 a.m. just to watch a stupid YouTuber. You should go back to bed. What's a good inexpensive SLR? My standard reply when people ask me for camera advice is just, if possible, go to a store and just kind of try handling a few, and if there's a specific one that feels good to you, just go for that one. Like, all modern cameras are good enough today, so don't worry so much about the tech specs, at least if you're a beginner. Just worry about finding one that makes you enjoy photography and that inspires you to go out and shoot. That's the most important. And yeah, even the cheapest SLR today is way better than the cameras the pros used just like, 10-15 years ago, in terms of image quality anyway. So yeah. That's my default answer. The thing to be concerned about in the beginning, if you want to get into photography, is just to shoot as much as possible. So having equipment that is fun, that's the highest. That makes it the most likely that you will go out and shoot, and that's the most important thing.朝のラッシュ終わって静かな時間。そうですね、この辺は静か。電車はちょっと混んでたけど、電車とか駅の周りはちょっと人が多かったけど、やっぱり公園はこの時間結構静かです。Have you got your lunch money yet? I don't know what you mean. If you're talking about lunch money through super chats, I think the super chats has paid for my lunch today. Yeah, I think so. If I eat a humble like 1,000 yen lunch or so, I think it will be covered by today's super chats. So I will not walk too far into the park because we've been having a bit of signal issues here in Yoyogi before. So I will just walk here along the side of the park. Thank you, Wander's Disciple. Thank you so much. Is the bitrate of today's stream a bit low? No, it's the same as the recent ones. It's 4,500 right now, which is what I've been using for the last couple of weeks. Thank you, Brad Ward, adjusting for 1,500 yen lunch. Thank you. Okay, I will splurge today then. Maybe I will have sushi. Sushi. Is this Yoyogi Park? Yes, indeed it is, Gorath. Gorath is my most recent Patreon supporter. So big shout out to him for that. It's very kind of him. And for those of you who are watching, if you do enjoy my streams and you want to support, joining me on Patreon is the best way to do so. That will also give you access to Patreon only streams that I do once in a while, as well as a few other perks. So yeah, the link is in the video description. Check it out if you are interested. If not, just pressing the like button is also a great way to show your support. Vidya Santoso, too early for beer. Yeah, I'm actually on my way to a photographic assignment. So I don't think I should drink before work. But maybe, who knows? Maybe I will do another stream after the job and treat myself to a little beer. Who knows? The dog that hates you. Thank you so much. And Fungus too. Never too early for beer. Wow, you're very generous today. Thank you, thank you. And thank you, the dog that hates you, for the email. Appreciate it. That was very kind of you. And look at these cones. This is kind of rare. This is a levitating cone that says no drinking. Wow. It really needed to levitate in order to get the attention from us, eh? I wish that Ray was here with us now, so that he could see this spectacular cone. A few days ago, one of the viewers asked about green spaces in Tokyo and if there are any. And I don't think I passed through here on that stream, but yeah, Yoyogi Park is certainly one of the nicer, I would say, green spaces in Tokyo. I used to come here a lot when I was new to this city. Used to always meet my friends here and have picnics here and so on. But these days I don't go that often, unfortunately. I wish. Let me just sit down like this. This bag is pretty bulky and heavy. Yeah, I was thinking about showing you what's inside, but never mind. don't know how interesting that would be. And thank you. I see that there's more super chats coming in. Let me put down the camera for a second, just so I can kind of finish off my coffee and read all the messages. Okay, coffee break. 3-minute coffee break here in Yoyogi. Hope you don't mind. So G-Man AG, thank you so much for the super chat. Fungus, the dog that hates you. Okay, that was it. Nvidia Santoso. Thank you so much, everybody. Very kind of you. You sound out of breath. Oh, really? Maybe carrying the bag is a little bit. Okay, it's a bit heavy. Very interested in bag contents. Okay, let's show you then. So I'm packing pretty light gear for today's shoot. Actually, I don't need that much. So all I'm bringing is here we go. It's a bit squished, but yeah, my good old Nikon Z7, which is my workhorse camera. Has the 50mm lens mounted. Today's shoot I expect to mostly be using this one, the 14-30. I have the f4 version because I rarely need anything brighter for wide angle. And then I also always have the 85mm 1.8. So pretty basic stuff. Like usually when I do portrait shoot, I have much bigger and heavier lenses, but for shoots like this, I just prefer to pack light. So yeah, that camera and those 3 lenses. And then I think, yeah, I did also bring my, let's see here, in this little bag I have the Sony RX1. Whoops, sorry. It's a little bit difficult to hold the camera and unpack the camera at the same time. But yeah, I also, as a backup, I have my RX1R Mark II. In case the main camera should break or something, it's always good to have a secondary camera in there. And also I don't have a 35mm with me, so this compact camera has a built-in 35mm lens. So yeah, that's it. Okay. Thank you for showing us your camera gear. Thank you for watching. Have you seen Squid Game? No, I have not. I have not seen Squid Game. I don't watch much TV at all. Oh, look at all these kids. Bunch of kids. It would be great actually if we lived a bit closer to Yoyogi and we could put our daughter into a kindergarten where they could come here to the park every day. That would be perfect. Then I wouldn't feel as much pressure to move back to Scandinavia. Have you ever photographed motion, such as cyclists? Yeah, sometimes. I do, like whenever I do night photography here in Tokyo, it usually happens that there's a few like motion, like I do pans on like taxis and stuff to get some motion blur in the background. Yeah. Vilma Warren, would you evaluate my camera bag if I sent you a picture? Yeah, sure. Do it. You're on Patreon, so you are very welcome to send me your camera equipment there, and I will let you know what I thought. But then again, like I don't know. I don't really think that things like that should be judged because everybody's needs are so different. So what works for me may not work for you, and vice versa. But yeah, sure. If you have any questions, you are more than welcome to send it to me. Now my client just messaged me and said that it's getting a bit delayed. So okay, so the shoot was supposed to be at 11, but now they asked me to come at 12 instead. So that means I have a bit more time to stream. How nice! Then we can hang out a little bit longer today. Enough time for a beer. Well, I still don't think, even if the shoot gets delayed, I still don't think it's a great idea to have a beer before the shoot. Although sometimes I do. When I do portrait shoots, I sometimes have a beer. Sometimes with the client, sometimes without the client. Because many clients are a bit nervous. So having a drink to some people is a good way to kind of ease the mood a little bit. Yari asked how long has the stream been going on. It's been going on for 30 minutes and I will keep on walking soon. Yosh, done with the coffee. Let's keep on walking. If you find a real estate board near Yoyogi Park, can you take a photo? Sure. But generally it's not cheap to live around here. It's a pretty popular area, especially this side of Yoyogi, like Yoyogi Hachiman area. I mean, you can find reasonable places there, but it's since it's very central, and also, you know, a lot of people value the closeness to this big green oasis, so it's quite attractive to live around here. Get ready for a bathroom break. Fortunately, I did a bathroom break before the stream, so I think I'll be good. I probably won't have another coffee though, so if you want to rent an apartment in Tokyo, someone asked, moving from England. There's a few companies that specializes in like relatively basic apartments for non-Japanese people. So yeah, using a company like that could be a good start. There's a company that I actually used many years ago called Fontana, which is still around. While I wouldn't say that their apartments are the greatest, but it's a good way if you need to find something quickly, just like for temporary time in Tokyo especially. Then I think that's a good start. I have a friend who just moved to Tokyo actually, and he's renting through them now. Fashion shoots. No, I'm doing an interior shoot today. Not Fontana. I think it's, I don't know, there's a company selling Greek cheese in Sweden called Fontana. But I think if you just Google like foreigner friendly apartments Tokyo, you will find a few different options. So it's pretty easy. Like from my experience, if you're just looking for something to start out at, it's not so difficult to find a place here in Tokyo. Then you can be a bit more selective and picky maybe later. But if you just need something for the initial couple of months or just temporary, then it's not so difficult. Yeah, sorry if it's a bit difficult to hear what I'm saying because I'm wearing the mask after all. Even though I do pull it down when there's no people around, but yeah, that's right. There's actually public trash cans here in Yoyogi Park. That's also one reason why it's so nice to come here. You found their site. They have apartments near the Shinjuku area for 100,000 yen. Yeah. I don't know if that means if you think that's expensive or not, but they have, I think they have some apartments like 70 or 80,000 it starts. So by Tokyo standards, that's quite reasonable. But if you're renting like a proper apartment to through a regular real estate agent, you can find even cheaper ones, but then you would have to pay a lot of fees initially. Oh, this guy's biking and doing exercise at the same time. And yes, we are heading towards Harajuku Station now. And here, this is the square where you have those famous rockabilly dancers usually hanging out on the weekends. Someone mentioned them on a previous stream. They've been doing that for a really long time now. They used to hang out here when I was new to Tokyo 13 years ago. And I think they've been doing it for way longer than that even. Did you have quarantine upon your arrival in Tokyo? Yes, 2 weeks. 2 weeks home quarantine. Right, there's a company called UR, which is kind of like, I think, kind of like public housing in Tokyo. And they are pretty reasonable as well, and you don't have to pay that many fees. But I think with them you need to prove that you have an income in order for them to let you rent. So if you're new to Tokyo and just starting out, that might be a bit of a problem. And the same goes, of course, for most other real estate agents. But I think with Fontana and a handful of others, you don't need to show them anything. You just need to pay a 1 month or 2 months deposit, which you will get back. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Michael Simira. Thank you for the kind words. So, Harajuku Station. Yes, I'm fully vaccinated. I got vaccinated before leaving Japan when I went to Sweden this summer. So, but at that time when I returned to Japan, they didn't care at all if you were vaccinated. It didn't make any difference at all. Now it does. If you're vaccinated, you can shorten the quarantine to 10 days, but that's it. And that means you have to take a PCR test after the 10th day. Then they will let you go out earlier. I'm not really planning to walk through Meiji Jingu today, even though it would be nice now that we have a bit of extra time. But yeah, I think I will instead head down towards Harajuku and Omotesando. Someone hasn't seen the Harajuku Station. Let's see if we can. I think we can walk through it here. Let's see. If I'm not mistaken, we can actually do that. Is there a Shinto temple around? Shinto doesn't have temples, but Meiji Jingu is a Shinto shrine. This is what the interior of the new Harajuku Station looks like, and down here you can see the old, what remains of the old station. That's the old I think, old pedestrian bridge, and then the station itself used to be here. And as you can see, it's been demolished. That's a bit sad. I thought it was going to be turned into a museum, someone said. But I guess they will just build something new there that will house the museum rather than maintaining that old building. That's a bit sad though. It was a beautiful old building. There's a notice here about the old station. So let's walk down Takeshita Dori. Pollution must be super low. Yeah, pollution is low. Pollution is low. Usually in the winter, the air is very crisp and clean. Let's see. I think the weather app here on. Yeah. So as you can see, there's air quality good. Same as yesterday at about this time. Yeah, the air is generally clean, but not always so clean next to these public smoking spots. But then again, the fact that there are like specific designated smoking areas on the streets in Tokyo, I guess that tells you a lot. I don't think there's many other countries where they have something like that. So, little map update. We're here. We started down here. Shibuya Station is just next to this edge. So we are here. We walked a little bit through the park and out again. So I have to head up Omotesando, which is this big street here. But I think I will take Takeshita Dori first and then head through some of the back streets rather than walking along the big street. So here's the other exit from Harajuku Station.
靴は履き心地の良さが大切でもしっかりとサポートもしてほしいスケッチです。
Very quiet this early here in Harajuku. Not many people out. I think most shops are still closed, as you can see. I think most shops open at maybe 11, so another half an hour or so. And yeah, I see that you're talking about homeless people, and Tokyo has quite a few homeless people too, but they're generally, at least from my understanding, they're pretty, like, I don't know, they don't cause much issues, and I'm always blown away by how tidy they keep the place where they sleep. So that's a big difference from homeless in other countries. But I think a big difference is also that maybe the number of actual homeless people in Japan is not terribly high, but there's a lot of people who are like borderline homeless, like they live in very, very simple conditions and have very unstable incomes and could easily end up on the street if the situation changes a little bit. So yeah. Let's head down. I think this is the little detour that I always take. Yeah. There's a nice little shrine here. It's a little tea shop. I think they have some sweets as well. Nice. So let's head up here. Thank you, Warren from Toronto. Isn't it nice to be quiet now? No tourists. Well, yeah, I prefer not to point fingers towards any specific groups of people, but the fact that there are fewer or hardly any tourists in Japan right now is, in some ways, it turns Tokyo into quite a different city in a way that's quite enjoyable for many of us, because some parts of Tokyo used to just be too crowded, too full of tourists from all countries, I should add, which kind of made it feel like the entire city was like a, I don't know, a tourist playground or something. So yeah, I mean, personally I do enjoy walking around Asakusa, for example, now. Since there's so few tourists, it's a very different place compared to before the pandemic. But of course, once you think about the financial implications, then it quickly becomes pretty sad and problematic. Same for me on a personal level. I mean, before the pandemic I was doing a lot of photo shoots, photographing couples, families, visitors to Tokyo. Almost all of them were visiting Tokyo. And I haven't hardly had any jobs like that at all in the last year and a half, and I really miss it. Not just the fact that I'm not earning as much money, but also because it was just so much fun, the whole social bit and social aspect of hanging out with people who are visiting Tokyo, showing them around the city, showing them my favorite areas, making sure that their visit got as good as possible. That's something I really enjoyed, and I really miss doing that. So I wish from that standpoint it would be very nice if those travel restrictions were lifted as soon as possible, of course. How's it been there since the emergency ban been lifted for you and your family? As Hawaiian Sea. Good to see you again. It's been a while. On a personal level, there's not that much of a difference, I would say, because even with the state of emergency, there were no like actual hard rules as to what we could and couldn't do. So it doesn't change that much, but it has changed in the way that the city feels a little bit more alive now, and it does feel a little bit like we're closer to normal life again. So in that sense, it has changed. Someone asked how long this stream will be. I don't know, I think maybe another half an hour or so. I will slowly walk towards Omotesando through the back streets here, and then I will probably just, yeah, we'll see. Now that the photo shoot got postponed, I have a bit more time, so still have the steady income right now that you had before COVID. Would that still has affected your decision to move back to Sweden? I don't know. I mean, I'm doing okay. I still have work, so I'm not like suffering financially or anything. But no, the whole, I mean, the fact that I want my daughter to grow up in Scandinavia is probably, I would say, quite unrelated to the pandemic. Although if both me and my wife had a different situation work-wise, it could potentially have postponed the move or something like that. But the fundamental reason is because we want her to grow up in Scandinavia, and that's not really changing because of the pandemic. 400 people watching now. Thank you all for stopping by today. How do I feel about leaving Japan? It's complicated. It's very complicated. Part of me is really excited about starting something new, and to be closer to my family, and yeah, a lot of things related to that. But at the same time, I'm nervous in terms of work and financial security, and also like if I will actually enjoy living there or not, as much as I enjoy living here. So yeah, it's complicated. It's a big move. But hopefully in the end it will all be for the better. And I'm super excited about being able to travel more easily throughout Europe and make videos from various places in Europe. That's something I'm really looking forward to. So that's the good thing about the upcoming move. I don't know what that line was for. I really don't know what they were queuing up for. You see people queuing up every now and then, kind of randomly on the streets of this city. So yeah, I don't know what that specific case was, but talk about xenophobia in Japan. I'd rather don't, because that's such a depressing topic that I don't know. I feel good today. I feel in a good mood, and if I start talking about all those things, then I will quickly just feel very frustrated. So let's not do that right now. Thank you, Petri. おはようございます。久しぶりですね。England would be good as well. Yeah, England I want to go. I've only been to London once, and that was like almost 20 years ago. I would love to see the English countryside, and also I would love to go to Scotland. Yeah, there's many places I want to go in Europe. Many places. So I also feel that I kind of need a break from Tokyo. I mean, I do enjoy doing these walks all the time. That's always fun, and especially thanks to all of you, my dear viewers. You're always making this a very enjoyable experience to me. You're kind of making up for my lacking social life right now. So I do enjoy it, but I also feel that I don't know, I need a change of environment. I keep walking the same streets again and again, and yeah. But hopefully, so my daughter will start kindergarten next month, so hopefully then it will be easier for me to do streams from other parts, a little bit further away from here, not just the central city. So yeah. Someone asked, how long did it take for me to learn Japanese? I'm studying Hiragana. Good job. That's a good place to start. Hiragana is the first steps toward learning this language. I went to language school for a year, full-time. But I think of learning Japanese as a lifelong thing. You will never get to the point where you're like, okay, I'm done. I can speak Japanese now. All good. You will never get to that point. At least that's how I feel. So, I mean, I still feel, even though I've been living here for 13 years and I do, yeah, I feel that I can get by pretty well in this society now, but I still feel like my language skills are more of a, you know, I don't know, like a 10-year-old or 12-year-old maybe, rather than like a full-blown adult. There's still a lot of things that I cannot express well. So, yeah. And that's usually okay, but it can also be quite frustrating at times. Let's see, what else are you guys asking? Where are we now? We are walking on Cat Street, which is one of the side streets here in Harajuku and Omotesando area. Ever do a stream around the Mount Fuji area? No. People often ask me, but I'm not gonna climb Mount Fuji. I've never climbed Mount Fuji. I'm not gonna do it, but there's a few nice towns near Mount Fuji, like Kawaguchiko, and I've done a 4K video from Kawaguchiko, but no live streams from that area yet, because I haven't been there since I started live streaming. Congratulations for your work. I really like your videos. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a great way to spend the time during this pandemic, for sure. Warren from Toronto. Did people try speaking English to you? Must be funny. Yeah, it happens. Happens quite often. Like, most Japanese people seem to assume that no Westerners understand any Japanese. So yeah, It happens a lot. It gets a little bit frustrating and annoying at times, because after all, like, this is my home. I've been living here for a long time, and that almost everybody around me always assumes that I'm a tourist or a visitor, and you know, hearing things like, oh, you can use chopsticks and things like that, it gets a little bit, I mean, I know that people just mean well, but it can get a little bit tired sometimes. And it's actually something that a lot of us often joke about, us non-Japanese people living here, is how little it takes for someone to compliment your Japanese. Nihongo jouzu desu ne is a phrase that we hear a lot, sometimes just by saying like one word. And again, while I understand that it's because people want to be nice, it's also kind of reveals how low expectations they have, which can be a little bit insulting. So if you haven't already, I recommend that you check out Dogen here on YouTube. He's a great kind of comedy YouTuber who makes a lot of fun videos on that subject. He posted a great one just a few days ago. I think I got a super chat again. Yes, I did. From Smee, you know. I'm a fairly new viewer and I'm so excited to have discovered your channel from another loyal viewer. Thank you so much for such lovely content. Thank you so much for watching and for stopping by. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Always good to hear that new people still discovers and appreciate my channel. I will post the name of that YouTuber. Wait, is it D-O-G-E-N? E-N, right? Dogen, yes. He's a genius. He's one of my favorite YouTubers from Japan, even though his videos are vastly different from what I'm doing. But he's great. So I'm thinking where to go now. I think we should keep on doing the kind of narrower back streets. Oh, here's a bit of a reflection reveal. There we go. Okay, well, hi everyone. I'm wearing a mask, so I guess it's okay. I'm also wearing all black today. So I think we will head down here maybe. Instead of walking this main street, I prefer to get lost on the back streets. Tokyo Explorer by Dior, right? Looking good, thank you. Nice hair. Thank you. I definitely... No, I haven't... I've been thinking about cutting my hair for like 2 months. But I have to find a new hairdresser, and that scares me. So I just procrastinate indefinitely. What camera do I use? I forgot to post. Let's see if we can you see? That's the camera I use. It's the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. There's a little FAQ in the video description. For those of you who are new here, I recommend that you check that out. You're exactly how I imagined. What the hell? I don't know what that means, but okay. Interesting. Interesting to hear. You look younger than you sound like. I'm not young. I don't think of myself as young anymore. I'm turning 40 very soon. So, yeah. What are your thoughts about the iPhone 13? Asks Tokyo Paul. Yeah, seems good. Better camera is like the main thing, I guess. So the iPhone 13 Pro seems to have a very good camera. And I do appreciate that they put a high refresh screen in there, because that just makes the experience of using it so much more enjoyable. But I'm not gonna get one. On the contrary, I actually pre-ordered the Pixel 6, which was released yesterday. I'm really excited about that one. I'm more excited about the Pixel than the new iPhone, to be honest. So I will get the Pixel 6 next week, I think. And I am curious to see if it will handle live streaming better than the Samsung. In that case, I will sell the Samsung. If it doesn't, I will just return the Pixel. Not the Pro, no. I felt the price difference was too big considering what you're getting. I don't need the telephoto lens. Basically never use that anyway. And sure, the screen is a little bit nicer, but that's not enough to pay like, what, $300 more? And also I hate curved screens. So if the Pro would have had a flat screen, I might have gone for that one. But curved screens are just, they're awful in my opinion. So I'm super excited about trying that one out. The reason is actually kind of a little detail that they didn't really promote that much, but since I don't know who if you watch this presentation of the Pixel 6, but basically they were talking about this collaboration between Snapchat and Google, and that it will be easy to use the camera directly in Snapchat. And my understanding is that that means that other apps will also be able to use the camera directly, which hasn't been the case before on Android phones. It's very complicated, and I don't want to get too geeky, but I do expect that that will mean considerably better streaming quality. So that's why I got so hyped up about it. I don't care about Snapchat, of course. I don't use Snapchat, but yeah, I do think that it will be good for streaming as well. The reason why I don't like curved screens is because I think they make typing more difficult, and also because they make attaching screen protectors really complicated, and I don't want to walk around with an unprotected screen, because I can be a little bit rough with my phones, and I really don't like to have scratched screens. So yeah, I should get the Pixel next week. So of course I will stream with it as soon as I get it, and maybe try doing a review or something as well. Anyway, we're at the 1 hour mark here. 1 hour and 10 minutes. And I feel like now I'm just walking in circles. So I think I will wrap things up pretty soon. Let's see what else all of you are saying. Warren from Toronto, is it true Swedish are the sexiest people in the world? Yes, that's true. Legion Ivory, how do you manage the time to live stream? I don't really. I just do live streams whenever I can. Whenever I find that I have a little bit of free time, then that's when I do live streams. So a lot of people always ask me to kind of schedule it more in advance and so on. But unfortunately my life is just, I don't know, too busy. So the live streams just happens when they happen. And usually I try to give as much early notice as I can through my Patreon, which is also another reason why you might be interested in joining me on Patreon if you want to support this channel. But that's it, yeah. Other than that, I just stream whenever I can. Simple as that. But yeah, I think that will be it for today. Do you happen to know anything about visa holders being able to enter Japan soon? No, I don't know. I don't know more than what the public, the government has publicly announced. Managed to quit from both Facebook and Instagram. To be honest, I don't use Facebook or Instagram much at all, and I'm also trying to kind of cut down more on my social media usage. I do use Twitter quite a bit, but I realized how Twitter or social media in general just makes me unhappy, so I want to stop using it. But that's kind of ironic, right, since I'm doing this YouTube thing. But hopefully my streams are not making people feel miserable. Anyway, I will wrap things up here. Thank you so much for watching today, and who knows, I might do another live stream later today if the weather stays this nice and if I have time. Otherwise, there will certainly be streams coming up this weekend. Maybe tomorrow, but no promises. Okay, thanks again everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye, heido, mata ne, auf Wiedersehen. So we are having some issues with the stream not ending. I will try to stop it again and hopefully it will work this time. Otherwise this will be a never-ending live stream, which is quite interesting in theory, but I'm not sure if it would work that well in practice.